stand in savasana, feet hip width apart. Okay. Get the weight back in the heels, stand up nice and straight and tall, lift the frontal hip bones. Let's see if we can imagine you're wearing a weird pair of trousers or shorts. Oh, these have a drawstring actually, that's quite cool. So what I imagine is that my shorts are down nice and low on my frontal hip bones and I'm pulling these two strings. Look, that was totally unintentional. So you pull the strings together, yeah? So feel like you're narrowing the two frontal hip bones, you're pulling the two frontal hip bones together. And then you also want to feel that this weird pair of shorts has a zip as well. They're very high-waisted, so they actually go up to here now. I can't actually do it, right? So pull the drawstring and imagine there's a zip that goes all the way up to the bottom of your breastbone. Okay, and we're going to use that in all our poses now. Okay, so we'll separate the legs. Okay. Now I notice when people start, this, you know, people go a little bit too narrow. Okay, so look down. If you're this narrow, you need to be a little bit wider. But what we can do is every day go a little bit wider. So, you know, if the hips are very stiff, this might be as wide as you can go. That's fine. But if you can, go a little bit wider. Okay. Now, when I go with my legs like this, what happens is my strings pop out and my zip drops. Okay, so I have to make more of an effort because my pelvis is now tilting forward. So I have to pull the two frontal hip bones together. Ooh, I can feel my groins. And zip up the zip. Can you feel that? And because we did all the stuff on the floor with the core, we've got a lot more intelligence here now. Okay? So I pull the two frontal hip bones together and I zip up my zip. Got it? Okay. Then I'm going to turn my right leg to the right. Turn the whole of the right leg. So not just the foot, not just the knee, but actually the root of the thigh. Okay? And then I'm going to turn in the left foot a little bit. Okay? And again, when I do all that, I find my pelvis tilts and drops, and there's a sort of a collapsing of my organs this way. So I pull the two frontal hip bones together and I zip up my zip. Isn't that cool? And that just actually changes quite a lot for me. And I do feel my groins now working much stronger. Okay, I'll take my right arm up. Okay, I'm going to pull in my two frontal hip bones and zip up my zip, and then I'm going to go down into Trikonasana. Okay, so you can be here, you can be here, don't lean on the knee, and I'm not putting much weight here, okay? I'm not putting much weight here. I'm keeping my top arm down, obviously, because I have got two legs, so if you want to bring your top arm up, do, okay? Good. So now, in order to work this area a little bit more, let's make a slight adjustment. I'm going to roll this back hip forward, okay? I'm going to pull my two frontal hip bones together, I'm going to zip up my zip, and then I'm going to extend into my back heel, and then I'm going to turn my chest. Well, that's really nice. Okay, we'll do that again. Roll the top hip forward. Pull the two frontal hip bones together energetically. Zip up your zip. Extend your buttock into your heel and turn. Good. And then come up. And we go the other way. Okay. So I turn the left leg to the left. Okay. Ready? Pull the two frontal hip bones together. Zip up the zip. Okay, right. So now here I am. Look, I can't. Can I? Okay, so I'm just going to basically. So you lift your right arm up. Sorry, left arm up. Reach to the left and come down. Obviously, I can't do that because of my arm. So I'm just minding it. So I have to keep this. I'm a one-armed yoga teacher, which is pretty cool actually. Okay. So here, I pull the two frontal hip bones together, I roll the hip forward, I pull the two frontal hip bones together, I zip up the zip, good, and then I push into the back leg heel and I turn. I'll do it once more. I'll roll the back hip forward just a tiny bit, I pull the two frontal hip bones together, I zip up my tummy, and then I push I lengthen and extend from my right buttock to my right heel, and I turn. Good. You can bring the top arm up if you want. Okay, and release. Feet facing forward. Alright, let's go again. So we turn to the right. Now the problem with this pose is, as we come forward, if you look at it, a lot of weight comes down into my knee, and a lot of people bang into the back of their knee and they weigh into the knee joint. So we don't want to do that, okay? So bend your knee a little bit, okay? Turn the leg from inside out, pull from the outer knee up to the outer hip, and don't straighten your leg completely. Just leave it like that. You see the difference? So I can press down. It's too much. Okay? So I keep it here. I pull the thigh muscle up off my knee. I pull my two frontal hip bones together. I zip up my zip, and I push into the back heel. Okay? And then I go down into Trikonasana, protecting my knee. So how I protect my knee is I really energetically have to work into that back leg, into that back heel. Okay, good. Shoulders away from here. So people think, oh, I'm meant to feel it really, really sore here. You're not. You're meant to feel it all over the body. Okay, so I'll roll that back hip forward, pull the two frontal hip bones together, zip up the zip, push down into the back heel and turn. Just see what happens, see if there's a release. And come up, turn, left leg to the left, bend the knee, just point your knee to the little toe side of your foot, straighten the leg by pulling the thigh up rather than banging into the back of the kneecap. You see the difference? I mean, I'm a bit far away. Pull the thigh muscle up. Okay, good. Two frontal hip bones, zip, reach to the left, come down. Top arm up if you want. The most important thing here is roll that back hip forward, pull the two frontal hip bones together, zip up your zip, push the right buttock down into the right heel. And with all those supports then, you'll find you'll be able to go down. But it's not about going down. Top arm up if you want. Beautiful. And then come up. Okay. Back to Tadasana. Okay, so now let's do Parsvakonasana and go into Trikonasana from there. Okay, so we'll separate the legs. Again, this might feel a little bit easier now. Turn the right leg to the right. Okay, so even more now, this zip action is really important. Okay, so two frontal hip bones pulling, zip up the zip, and we'll bend the front knee. Bend the front knee. Okay, so two frontal hip bones, zip, bend the front knee. You can rest the right arm onto the right thigh. Okay, so I find when I rest the arm, everything just sort of collapses. It hangs in this hip joint and my belly just drops. Okay, so I took that in because I can't really see it. Okay, so here I'm going to roll this back hip forward just a little bit. I'm going to energetically pull the two frontal hip bones together and zip up my tummy, and then I'm going to lengthen my buttock to my heel, which I feel more now, and then turn the chest. Oh, it feels so good. I love it. Good. Open the groins like a book and use that back leg glute. Good. And then come up, facing forward. Let's go the other way. You ready? So we bend the knee a little bit, turn the thigh from inside out. Okay. Two frontal hip bones, pull and zip. And then I bend the knee. Okay, and you'll feel different the two sides. I can feel it myself. Yeah, of course. Okay, so here I feel like my belly's collapsing, my chest is collapsing, and I'm sort of hanging and sitting in this joint here. Okay, so I'm going to make it a bit more active. Okay, so what I do is I roll the back hip forward, pull the two frontal hip bones together, zip up the zip, and then my back leg, top buttock down to the heel, so I feel my heel pressing into the floor. And then something just sort of gives, something changes. As in, I'm not sitting in this joint anymore. Okay. Good. And come up, the other way. Okay. Ready? Two frontal hip bones and zip. Should be getting good at that now. Bend the front knee. Okay. Rest down. Okay, try and have your knee over your ankle. Just check there. And then I'm going to back hip forward, pull the two frontal hip bones, zip up the zip, okay, and then lengthen so that you're really trying to let the top left buttock look at the left heel. And I feel my buttock engaging at the top when I do that. That lets my groins release. That's because my psoas is releasing when I do that. Good, and turn, so clever. Keep facing forward. Okay, ready? Turn the knee. Two front hip bones in the zip. Bend. Okay, I already feel the differences. So what happens with this side is I sort of go, eh. Okay, but that's fine. It's good to be really sensitive, I think, to what you're doing. Okay, so I can feel this side is finding it more difficult. Actually, most people find the other side more difficult, so sorry. Roll the back hip forward, alright? And that fixes my back. Oh yeah, that's cool. So roll the back hip forward, just a little bit, okay? And then two frontal hip bones, I pull them together, and then I zip up the zip. And then I try and bring this buttock down, to press down towards the heel. That engages that gluteus medius. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, and I turn. If you want, you can bring the top arm over. So I can lift this arm, so I will. Good, and then down, up. Okay, very cool. Really enjoyed that. Okay, let's see, one more pose. And then we're doing our 3 standing poses. Okay. So let's see, I think I'll do 3. Okay, I'll do 3. Now 3 is always tricksy for people because they can't keep the foot up, yeah? So, this is hard. This is hard to get this foot to stay up, okay? So, what we want from our 3 is the actions of 3, yeah? The yogic actions. So we'll take a belt, a scarf, a t-shirt, anything really, and we'll use the wall. Okay, we'll use the wall. We'll use something to hold on to. Okay. So why I like to use the wall is just because it's much easier to learn and teach something if you're not also trying to balance at the same time. Okay. So we're going to lift the right leg first. Okay. So stand with the wall to your left. Okay, and you're going to turn your left foot out a little bit. Okay, so left toes turn out a little bit, and then I'm going to take the right leg up and I'll put the strap around the ankle. Okay, can you see that? It's around the ankle. Okay, so make sure it's around the ankle and not the foot, and you're holding the belt so that your hand is, let's say, at your front groin. Okay, because I do see lots of variations of that. Okay, good. And when you place your foot, you can have your foot above the knee or below the knee, but don't have it on the knee joint because, you know, it's no good for your knees. Okay, and when you put the foot, don't put the foot to the front of the thigh, put it towards the back half of the thigh. Alright, the back half of the thigh, which is easier said than done. Okay. And then there's this desire to swing the hips, so we're going to have our 2 frontal hip bones facing forward. Alrighties. Now, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to pull the 2 frontal hip bones together and zip up the zip. And you're going to feel your glutes engaging. Can you feel it? So cool, isn't it? I can feel something changing when I do that. Okay, we let it all go. Okay, pull the 2 frontal hip bones, zip up your zip, push your right foot into your left thigh and your left thigh back against your right foot. Good, and then in order to lengthen and stretch the hips, you're going to really open from the inner knee to the inner groin. See if you can elongate your knee away from your body. Alright, feels good and solid. Okay, and then you might find, again, I'm a one-armed wonder, so I'm just going to lift up one arm. You can most likely lift up both arms. Good. 2 frontal hip bones and zip. 2 frontal hip bones and zip. I can feel my lower buttocks sort of tucking under when I do that. 2 frontal hip bones and the zip. 2 frontal hip bones and the zip. That is really cool. Okay, I'm going to go the other side. Okay, go the other side. Okay, okay, so I'm going to turn my right toes out a little bit. Okay, that's so I can access into my glute. Okay, and then I'll take the belt around the ankle, not the foot, the ankle. Okay, and then I bring the foot up, either below the knee or above the knee, but make sure that you aim for the back of the inner thigh, not the front. Okay, because I do see that a lot. And then 2 hips level, as in facing forward, so don't let your hips swivel off to the side. Okay. Hello, pussycat. Okay. Meow, I won't look. Alright, there you go, that's handy. Oh. Okay, so here I am. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull my 2 frontal hip bones together and the zip. Okay. And I'm just going to elongate my knee out of its socket, out of the hips. Elongate the knee away from the hips. So extend from the inner groin to the inner knee. Good. But frontal hip bones and zip. Feels quite different on this side as well. Good. If you feel comfortable, of course, you can release the belt, raise the arms up. You can come off the wall if you want, raise the other arm up. Frontal hip bone zip, frontal hip bone zip, frontal hip bone zip. Good. Now lower the arms, lower the legs. Cool. Oh my god, I can really feel my buttocks working there. Good. Okay, let's go the other way. That'll be our 3 standing poses for the day. Okay, ready? So stand straight. Okay, which is hard. I mean, I've got a little real rotation on my chest, so just look down, just straighten yourself up. Okay, we'll turn the left toes out a little bit. Okay, and then right leg up. Take your belt around the ankle. Okay, not the foot. Hold it close to your foot, and then bring your foot to the back side of the thigh, not the front. Okay, so you imagine there's a line from the inner knee to the inner groin. You really do want to get sort of to the back side of that. Okay, good. Then I level up my hips, pull the 2 frontal hip bones together, zip. I got a huge response on this side, and I don't get as much on this side. Alright. And then you can raise both your arms up. Okay, if you feel you can. If you do this video for a couple of days, you'll get the foot up and you'll get the arms up. It just takes a little bit of practice. That's another thing that Dr. Noah talks about, is just practice. We've got to practice stuff, we want to get good at it. You can't just look at something once and expect to be good at it. You have to practice it to get good at something. We know that. You can't learn something in one video. You have to practice it and repeat it and fine tune it. Okay, and release, and come down. Go to the side. Right toes turned out a little bit. Alright. Belt around the ankle. Okay. Place the foot up. So that's another thing as well that helps, is if you try and get the toe mounds in and then the heel, yeah, instead of just the heel. Alright. Hips level, 2 frontal hip bones and zip, and you can raise the arms, but really the mantra for this practice is 2 frontal hip bones and the zip the whole time. So we support the opening of the hip with this very stable pelvis. There's no instability. You can smile. Okay, lower the arms and lower the legs. Alrighty. ready for relaxation now. Need something to cover my eyes with, so just use like a face cloth, I think. Okay, and I want something for my head. Alright, I'll close that window because the cat will jump in and jump me. And like I'm quite warm, but the blanket over me is a good idea. Or for safety feeling. Let's get a blanket. Okay. Alrighties. And the sun is coming out. And the garden is glowing. Okay. Right, I'm feeling kind of smug now that I bothered to do this, and I feel really good. So I'm definitely going to do this tomorrow. Definitely going to do this tomorrow. Okay, hope you will feel the same way. Okay, so I lie down on my mat, come onto the elbows, and then again I'm going to pull the two frontal hip bones together and zip up my zip, and with that action I'm going to roll down through the spine. Okay, the blanket I pull down so it just touches the top of my shoulders and adjust my head. Alright. Okay. Pop on the old eye mask cover. And then what I'm going to do is okay, take off the blanket. I'm going to come onto the heel of my left foot and I'm going to extend my leg through my heel and slide my leg down slowly through the heel. Can you see that? Okay, and I'm going to keep that leg active. Okay, and then I'll slide the other leg down. I'll keep that leg active. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count backwards from 10. Okay, so I'm going to put my blanket back on. I'm going to count backwards from 10, and every time I exhale, I'm going to relax my legs a little bit more, a little bit more. Get it? So breathing in, exhale, just relax your legs a bit, not completely. Breathe in, exhale, relax your legs another little bit. Breathe in, exhale, relax the legs another little bit. Exhale, relax the legs another little bit. So incrementally relaxing the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, another little bit of relaxation in the legs. I feel the legs are rolling away from each other, but I'm not letting them go completely yet. I'm going to pause now, and I'm just going to breathe in and out of my belly. Let the exhalation relax your back. Let the shoulders and facial muscles relax. And then breathe in. Exhale, relax the legs another little bit. They want to go now, but I'm just going to hold it in a little bit. Breathe in. Exhale, relax the legs a little bit more. Coming weight to the outer heel. Exhale, relax them a little bit more. Nice belly breath in between. And then another few breaths just to let the legs completely go. And then I just feel like I'm a little bit stuck on the mat. I just lift my left leg a tiny bit and lift my left leg a tiny bit. Let them go again. And then just go into the quietness. relax your facial muscles completely. Let the neck and the throat relax. And just dwell in the heart now, the heart center. slowly come back to the moon. So you can stay much longer if you want. And the legs one at a time. Roll onto your side, support your head with the crook of your arm. Gently open your eyes. Okay, is it up? Where are we going? There we go. Oh, God, that feels so good. Okay, namaste. Enjoy your garden. There's the sun mist still there.